Hey guys, so today I just wanted to talk to all my ladies out there and kind of discuss something that I'm going through right now in my life, because I feel like it would be helpful for a lot of young women, young guys, just to kind of get your mind right and kind of prepare for what you want. This is going to be about relationships. Right now I am single and I love it. And I know a lot of people hate being single. They don't want to be single. They want to be in a relationship and they're always looking for that next partner to be with. And I've never been like that. My last relationship, I was in a relationship for 6 years and we had been together since high school. He was my first boyfriend, and even before that I never really talked to a lot of guys. They weren't a big priority for me. So finding him, he was great, amazing, just, I just had to date him because he was so great. So we dated for 6 years and we just kind of grew apart. We got older and we have different perspectives on life, so it didn't work out, and I'm fine with that. I enjoy being single. I love being alone. I'm an Aquarius. I don't know if y'all know what that means, but we're usually kind of detached. We like being alone. We're very to ourselves. So that's definitely me to a T. I've decided after my last breakup with my boyfriend that I wanted to take a year off from dating, and I tell people that and they think I'm crazy, and I'm just like, this is great. I don't want to, when I say a year off from dating, I mean I don't want to talk to anyone, I don't want to date anyone, I just want to be by myself. I don't want to entertain anyone. It's just pointless to me right now, because I want to be married. That's the next step I want to take. The next relationship I'm in, I want to be married. I don't want to entertain a whole bunch of guys and just to not be alone, just to not feel lonely and to have someone to talk to. That's really not productive to me, and I don't think it will benefit me in the long run. I've done very well so far in life as far as not being jaded. I've never been cheated on or lied to or anything like that, and I think that's because I've always been very particular about who I talk to and who I dated. So I want to definitely keep that and not just flee to someone because I'm lonely. There are 3 main reasons that I do not want to date for the next year. The first one is pretty simple. I just want to accomplish some new things. I want to grow. I want to start fresh, and I want to get to know myself all over again. When you're in a relationship, you have to think as two. It's not only, you're not thinking about you anymore, you're thinking about you two as a whole, the decisions you make, and where you want to go, what you want to do. So I've been thinking about that for so long that I really just need a fresh start and to be able to think for myself. I just graduated college and I want to get a job, and I'm free to go wherever I want to go, move anywhere across the world that I want to go. I want to accomplish some great things. I can focus on things that I want to do, and I can mark some more things off of my list of goals because I have all the free time in the world right now. So I think that being single is a great time to accomplish some goals, be successful, build that foundation, because you want someone who is going to be established and responsible and successful, and you have to be that too. You can't just be like, oh, I want a man that's like this and this, but then you have nothing. So you have to work for what you want, and it's really easy when you're single because you're by yourself. You have all the time in the world, and you can really focus on what needs to get done and the task at hand. So that's my first reason. The second reason I want to take a year off from dating is I want to get better discernment towards men. And discernment is just your judgment towards people. And like I said, I haven't had a lot of bad judgment calls with men or anything like that. But I do have an issue. I like to talk to men that are projects that I feel like I can fix, or I feel like I can work on and make them something better, and that's just not the case. So like I said, I would never date someone who I think is a cheater, or someone who I think is a liar, or someone that I can't trust. If I see any signs of that, that's an immediate turn off for me. So red flags like that I've always been very aware of. But then I might look at a guy and see, oh, he doesn't know how to communicate. Oh, I can teach him that. Or oh, he's not very responsible. I can teach him how to be responsible. I can show him how to be financially responsible. I can show him this and that. And you can't change someone who isn't ready, who doesn't want to change or isn't ready. Can't raise a man, like K. Michelle says. You really can't raise a man. You need to be with someone who is already ready. You shouldn't have to fix anything about him. You shouldn't have to make a project out of him. He should be ready to date you. Now, everybody has their flaws. There's a difference between having a flaw and just being blatantly irresponsible, or having a flaw and being a liar, or having a flaw and living with your mama. Like, there's a big difference between that. So don't stress yourself out by dating someone who needs to be fixed or has these major issues in their life, because that's going to be transferred to you eventually. If they live with their mama and they're trying to get out of their mamas and like, don't date them. Wait for them to get out of their mamas. Wait for them to get out of it. And if they can get out of it, then you can see that they're responsible and they can do it. But if they're at their mamas for a reason, they're still at their mama's house for a reason. So don't be like, oh, where they're trying to go. No, don't do it to yourself, because you're going to be the one who's going to be playing mama soon, and they're going to be living with you and living off of you. So don't do it, girl. Don't do it. So I really just want to get some better discernment towards men. There's so many red flags that we ignore as women. And, when you see that a guy, when you're talking to a guy and you realize that he can't communicate, he can't tell his feelings, or y'all can't talk about stuff, and that's something that you need, then X him out. Just be like, this isn't going to work. I don't have time to, for you to figure out how to communicate. Maybe you need to go to therapy. I don't know. But you can't make someone be something that they're not. So when you see that red flag, get rid of them, because the problems that you have in the beginning of the relationship are the same problems that you're going to have at the end of the relationship. They're going to go on forever, and if you ignore it, you're just going to beat yourself up when y'all finally do break up in a year or 2 years or whenever. I think I'm going to do a separate video on red flags to look for in men, and what you should be looking out for when you first start dating a man, so you can just X them out immediately. You don't waste any time. But yeah, I'll do that in another video. If y'all want to see that, comment below, like this video, let me know. The third reason that I want to take a break from dating is because I want to get rid of my baggage from my previous relationship. I'm not bitter or jaded or anything like that from my relationship. It is what it is. It's life. It happens. And I want you to know that if you're going through a breakup, or if it's happening to you, that it's okay. I've lost friends. People just come in and out of your life, and the people that are meant to stay will stay. The people that are meant to stay will stay in your life, and you will grow together, and it'll be great. But some people are just meant to teach you lessons and prepare you for the next step or the next person that's supposed to be in your life. So if you're going through a breakup, or if you went through a breakup, don't beat yourself up. It's okay. Just work on yourself and get rid of that baggage, or any baggage that you may have had from your previous relationship. The issue was that we were together for 6 years. That's a really long time. Granted, we've been together since high school and we were really young, but I feel like when you're together for that long, you should be married or preparing for marriage, and we weren't. And I started to talk myself out of wanting to be married, because I knew we weren't ready. So I'd be like, oh, we're too young, I don't want to get married, we're too young, da 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 da. Or, oh, I don't want to get married, we're still having fun, we want to live our lives, da da da. I made excuses. So I talked myself out of wanting to be married and wanting to buy a house and wanting to have children, because I do want all of those things. I just didn't want it with him, or I knew he couldn't give it to me, so I talked myself out of it. So that's one of those things where I have to build myself up again and kind of focus on what I do want out of life, because I do want those things, and I don't want it to take 6 years to get it either. And the next, like I said, the next relationship I'm in, I want to be married, and I don't think it takes 6 years. I think you'll know within 6 months to a year whether you want to be with someone or whether you don't. You're either going to get married or you're going to break up after a year. So once you get to that year point and you're like, what's going to happen in our relationship, and you know that all these things are wrong, you don't like all this stuff, and you still want them to work on it, most likely it's not going to work. You have to make that decision, and be able to make that decision. Another thing that I struggled with my last relationship is that we were both so headstrong and stubborn and kind of selfish. We're both very selfish. I'm gonna admit that. I am a selfish person, and I know it's not the best trait to have, but like I said, it's one of those things where we're both very selfish, so we kind of both just did our own thing and then just came together. We trusted each other, so we both did our own thing, and then we just talked to each other when we felt like it, and it was fine. It worked for us, but that's not a healthy relationship. And I talked myself into thinking it was okay for me to, go do this and go do that without him and not involve him. And I mean, he didn't want to come, but like I said, when you're in a healthy relationship, you should want to do stuff with your partner, and y'all should, make one life as one. Especially if you're hoping to be married one day, you should do things together as a we. So I have to kind of get that selfishness out of me, and I think when I do meet the right person, that I will naturally just want to be around them and do things with them, especially if the feeling is mutual, because women are natural nurturers, and we do just, we love being around our men. So like I said, I just want to get rid of that baggage that I am still holding on to, and those issues that I had in my last relationship, because I do not want them to carry over into my next relationship. I think that's a huge problem that people have. They jump from relationship to relationship and never acknowledge the problem that they had in their previous relationship, or they never acknowledge their personal problem. So I'm going to be taking this year off and just thinking about everything that I want, and growing and bettering myself and living life and accomplishing things, and it's gonna be great. I'm so excited for it. I feel like I'm gonna have so much growth in this season, so much growth in this next year, and I'll meet a great man. Now, if I do meet a great man within the next year, I think when I tell him that I'm taking a year off, I think the way that he reacts is going to determine where it goes from there. If he's like, that's stupid, or, well, you need to know, like, if he tries to talk, if he respects it, if he's respectful and, responds well to it, and it's like, oh, well, that's great, I totally understand that, then I think that's gonna be a lot better than someone who doesn't respect it and it's like, oh, well, that's stupid. You kind of tell. I'm big on respect. I'm huge on respect with men, and I want to know that they respect women, and I think I'm very special. Everyone should think they're special. I think I'm very special. I think I'm a great woman, and I want someone who can acknowledge that, and who can see that I'm not like everyone else, and that I bring something special to the table. And you should too. You should have high standards for yourself and what you want, and the person that you're with, that's the key. They should have high standards. Don't ever trust somebody who has low standards. That's big no. Go through their Instagram, see who they're following. If they're following a whole bunch of them big booty models, yeah, girl, don't do that. But anyway, I hope this video helped someone, and that you were able to get something from my message and what I had to say, and that if you're going through this breakup or a singleness, that you just embrace it, and let me know in my comments below if you're going through something similar, or if you have gone through something similar, if you have a story to tell and you took a year off or took a break and found a man afterwards, or if you're going through a break, just let me know. I want to hear these stories. I think that women really need to embrace their singleness and not be scared of it, and not shame each other out of it, because it's beautiful. So yeah, thanks y'all. Thanks for watching. Bye.